Hello, beautiful people. My name is Kristen. Thank you for stopping by my channel today. I am just sharing a bunch of new books that have come into my life, including Dragonsteel's box with the Frugal Wizard's Handbook to Medieval England. I have not opened this. This is my honest reaction. I have already listened to the audiobook that was sent to me, and I didn't much care for this book, but I have heard that the artwork and that the beauty of this book is outstanding. So I thought, okay, I'll unbox it and share it on my channel, right? So here we go. We get to see it together. Will it live up to the hype? Oh, and we've got another little character pin. Which one we got? Basher. All right. Oh, and another sticker and a bookmark. That's very cool. I like that. I like the extra swag. Extra swag makes me happy. Can't get mad at extra swag. So here we go. Beautiful foil hardback, kind of almost a faux leather. Love the color. It's a beautiful bluish color. Let me pull off the cellophane. Hold on. Okay, didn't use my teeth that time, Mom. Here is the beautiful foiling on that. And let's see. Oh, yes, that's the front. All right, Mr. Wizard. Let me flip through and see what else we got in it. Oh, there's a ton. There's a ton of different, you can see kind of, interesting. A lot of pages that are the journals that he's discovering, and then even some full color art in there. So this is a beautiful book to own. So I'm not mad about owning this book, even though I'm most likely never going to reread it, but I might, you never know. And in the meantime, it looks beautiful on my shelf. I've got my new Brandon Sanderson bookends that can hold all my Brandon Sanderson collection. This will be lovely next to Tress and kind of bookending my Stormlight and the Secret Projects with all of his random novels in between. So it's gonna be a beautiful shelf. I will show it when it's complete. So that was that. Where should I go next? I've got books everywhere. Okay, I went to a half price bookstore just to see what they had. I had to go run an errand that was super out of the way, but there was a half price book. So I said, perfect. So I picked up this little book, The Devil's Backbone. There is a mountain range called The Devil's Backbone in Texas, but this is actually a nonfiction book about the Natchez Trace. And as I was reading it, you know, at first I was like, oh, it's not The Devil's Backbone that I'm familiar with, but then it was really interesting, and its history, and it's that time period of settling America that I particularly find interesting. So I picked it up because it was inexpensive. And I found another Dune book that, this is one that is not by the original author, but by the son, and kind of carrying on the legacy. So I knew I did not own it. I have no idea where it is in the series after that, but again, really cheap, so might as well grab it. And then I had specifically been looking for more Wheel of Time books. I have 1 through 9. And I found books 10 and 12. So again, got to pick them up while they're cheap. So I'm looking for 11, 13, 14. I still need 3 more, but there's some more half price bookstores. They're out of the way. So hopefully I get to them. And then I did find another Brandon Sanderson, Legion. I believe this was young adult, if I'm not mistaken, and I have definitely not read it. So look forward to that. So those are the ones I found at half price. Then I was just in a book buying mood. I wanted books that I had had on my wish list for more than a year. So really a year and a half. So if I had had it on my wish list from 2021 or prior, anytime in 2021 or prior to that, I basically went on a splurge looking at like online used books, eBay, all that kind of stuff. And I basically bought them all. So, oh no, this one's from half price. This one's half price. So this is another one in the chains series that I got for middle grade March. This is a middle grade book that is historical fantasy fiction. So this is another one in that. So I forgot I got that one at Half Price Books. Did I get this one? No, this one was not Half Price Books. This one is Your Mental Mess. This came highly recommended from a colleague that said that this was an outstanding book that had really helped her give advice to people who were struggling with anxiety and stress in their life. And I mean, we're all anxious and have stress in our life. So I figured I'm not a big self-help kind of book person, but if a friend of mine says this was something outstanding, then I definitely want to pick that up and check it out. I got Alice Feeney's Rock, Paper, Scissors. I basically, from everybody else's reviews on this, I thought that sounded like something I'd really, really want. I just didn't want it at hardback new release prices. So here it is at a fraction of the cost. It was worth getting. And I am a huge Thomas Sowell fan. This one also came highly recommended as somebody's favorites, that really just having him talk through his thought process as a very well-educated Black professor, grew up in the United States under a lot of first in the South and then in the North, and just kind of really focusing on that racial tensions and the culture change throughout his lifetime, which he really does a very good job of being academic and smart, but breaking it down where even I can understand what he's talking about. So Discrimination and Disparities, this came highly, highly recommended. Love the author. Look forward to reading that sometime, hopefully soon. And I got a lot of nonfiction, I just realized, because the Mental Mess, the Thomas Sowell, and this one, Islands of Abandonment. This is, what award was it that won? The Bailey Gifford Prize for Nonfiction. But this is one of those books that basically is taking a look at different sites that have kind of run their course and nature is reclaiming them. And I'm always fascinated by that. Like, we look for that, me and my husband look for that all the time when we are on trips or whatever, like, oh, that's being reclaimed, by nature. And it's just a fascinating thing. So I look forward to getting to that nonfiction. Back to the fiction, this is Flatshare. This had been on my wish list for a long, long time. Don't know if I'll like it, but I'm kind of leaning towards maybe even saving it for February Valentine's kind of thing, because I don't think I've got a lot of romance on my list. I have pretty particular, I'm pretty picky about it, but this is basically, they're saving money. One of them works nights, one of them works days. And so they basically save rent by sharing the same space, but they don't really know each other. So they come to know each other through that. And, it's got kind of mixed reviews, but if I go into it knowing what it is and that it's just kind of a little silly and far-fetched, but maybe could be some sweet fun, I think I will like it. I do. I think that will be a good one. And then the last one is another nonfiction, World Transformed. This is George Bush and Brent Scowcroft. My father actually recommended this because I had shared with him that I was reading through all the presidents' autobiographies in particular, and just biographies if they didn't have one autobiography. And my dad said this was one of his favorite political, presidential, books. And so I had it on my wish list and hadn't gotten to picking it up yet. So here it is. It looks a little intimidating, not gonna lie. Don't know if I will agree or be excited or, what I'll think about that, but we'll look forward to that review, won't we? So those were the books that I have acquired, put into my stack of hopefuls into the next future. I do a pretty good job of not owning books longer than 3 years. So within 3 years, they get read. So no book on my physical, in my house, has been there longer than 3 years unless it's already been read. So I think that's pretty good. So sometime in the near future, those reviews will be coming for you. Is there one that you would like to particularly see? Is there any that you have read and want to tell me about without any spoilers? Leave me a comment, communicate. Love to chat with you in the comments below. Y'all have an awesome day. Happy reading.